Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new studio. Can we go ahead and cheers to this one?
Of course.
Why you got to drink before the cheers? Don't be a dick.
I've been drinking.
Yeah, but if I'm saying cheers, then you cheers. Douche.
Cheers.
All right.
You said, wait. You said douche when it hit.
Yeah.
What does a truck full of water sound like when it hits a truck full of vinegar? Douche.
Douche. So cheers. So preliminary setup. People can't see the other half, but you can check out. I had to put the Macho Man up there. I like because it kind of looks like a classroom. So like back in the day, I used to get up, say the Pledge of Allegiance, like yeah.
Well, it's more like having the picture of Carlson Gracie at your jiu-jitsu school,
or Helio,
or Helio.
Who else would you put up there?
Jiu-jitsu wise,
I guess. Can we put Renato Laranja on there?
Renato Laranja.
So I gotta get that
perfect.
photo. I'm gonna get that photo. I'll put it up there. So if anybody has got a hookup with Renato, tell him to send me one of his 8x10 shots.
What we do need to get is a picture of Meek Mills with a circle and a line across.
No, I'm not gonna give him any more publicity than he already gets.
I don't. You know what's funny is I don't even know who Meek Mills is.
Yeah, you do, because they play it all the time at the gym whenever we're going. Oh, speaking of which, can you get my gun? Can you get my gun while we're at it? Because I'm definitely going to have this on here. Kapow! People thought it was going to be a real gun. It's my porta gun. In case shit goes down, we're taking off.
So remember I told you that we should start off every podcast with a Today I Learned?
Should we start off or should we end?
No, we should start off. Because
Okay.
it'll bring us into a
Okay.
So today I learned legendary saxophonist Charlie Parker's heroin and alcohol addictions were so severe that after his death at 34 years of age, the coroner mistakenly estimated him to be between 50 and 60 years old.
Oh, he's not the only one.
No, I know, but think about that.
No, yeah. It wrecks your body. But that's the whole thing. Like, I mean, you're starting off with music, so you're just going to get me fired up. But that's the same thing with Coltrane. Like
Roscoe P. Coltrane? Or
no, John Coltrane.
Okay.
Giant Steps.
Giant Steps of what?
That's one of the most famous jazz songs and one of the probably hardest jazz standard songs of all time. Obviously, I'm not going to sit there and sing it now, but yeah, Coltrane was a super huge addict. And then when he went clean, he went super deep.
All of them were addicts. Who was the drummer that was...
The drummer?
Yeah, a jazz drummer from...
Not Chick Webb.
No. They talked about him in...
Keith Moon?
No.
Oh, I can't remember. The drummers, I'm not good with jazz drummers. Those I can't really remember that much. Who do you got?
I'm looking him up.
All right.
See if I can find him.
Buddy
Rich.
Buddy Rich, yeah. Buddy Rich was definitely a junkie. But they all were. I mean, Miles was.
Yeah, it's funny why jazz, I guess because heroin kind of
Well, you got to remember,
slows
cocaine.
you down.
No.
Did you say back up or get closer?
No, get into the mic.
You get into it.
Excuse me, keep burping. This Perrier gets me a little gassy. You got to remember, cocaine was still normal.
But it was heroin that they were on.
Right, but that was the drug of choice, obviously, because it was more just kicking in then. But everybody was always super creative on heroin, and it's just the drugs. That's the thing that people don't realize. Jazz musicians were more rock and roll than any rock and roll guy that you could ever think of. They were worse than the Toxic Twins, Joe Perry and Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
They were worse than Axl and all them. They lived it. So if you go deep and you hear all these different stories of all the different jazz musicians, they're fucking nuts. They're absolutely crazy, some of the stuff that you would hear. And you got to remember too that all of them performed super late at night. It was always
1 in the morning at some...
The gigs didn't even start till 1 because a lot of stuff was either underground or it was always late.
Did you see Whiplash?
No, I always saw that clip where he's drilling the dude and telling him
Dude,
again.
it's such a good movie. Such a rad fucking and here's the thing. I thought I hated jazz because to me jazz was Spyro Gyra. Mm-hmm. But what the jazz that they were playing, the old standards jazz was, I'm oh shit, I love this shit.
Yeah. See, this is how hardcore they were, and I guess you could use this for learn something today. Miles Davis was so far ahead of everybody else when he played that other guys would come in to try and steal his shit. So he would actually play. He'd put like a napkin over his hand so you couldn't see his fingers.
Oh yeah, I heard
So,
that.
yeah, so people couldn't see like what was going on. I mean, there's tons of people like that were just super deep into it. One of my favorite jazz guys is Pat Martino, and I think I told you the story about him before. The dude was like a prodigy, like the prodigy of prodigies when it came to jazz guitar playing. And he, I mean, there's tons of stories I could tell another time, but basically his deal was he basically mastered the guitar by the time he was like 16, 17. He was just fucking insane. He's got his own style of theory and the way that he sees everything, but he had an aneurysm. He was married, everything, like had an aneurysm, completely forgot everything, survived. So when he came back to, like, obviously he was still in the hospital, didn't know how to play guitar. Like, family would come in, they start playing his records, and he was like, "Oh, who's that?" And I'm like, "That's you." He's like, "That's not me. I don't know how to fucking play guitar." The thing is that he wrote everything down. He was super analytical. So he created his own theory book on how he saw the guitar. And so they gave him everything. And while he was still in the hospital bed, he grabbed the books, he started reading the books, picked up the guitar, fucking mastered it again. And obviously 20 times faster because he got rid of all the junk that you learn when you first start. Because you always have bad habits, this and that. So he relearned everything his original way and just fucking took off. So he did something twice that most people can't even do in one lifetime. He did it by the time he was 30, whatever the age was that he did it. Insane. Little short guy, one of the best guitar players you'll ever hear. Obviously, I'm more of a guitar nerd, but yeah, the dude's a crazy story. Same thing. He used to be all about the party up until like sunrise, and that's how they lived it. Mike Stern is another cool guy you might like. He's more a little rock and rollish. Is it my turn for what I learned today?
Of course.
I don't know if I can say that I learned anything today. What did I learn today?
Well, I just took that off Reddit.
Yeah. So you didn't really. You just
I didn't learn it. That's the today I learned. It's from Reddit.
Today I learned that Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is suing Fortnite for stealing his dance move, which he stole from Jennifer Lawrence. Is it? Who's the girl from Friends? Jennifer Aniston.
How did he steal it from her?
Oh, you didn't know that? I'm schooling you today.
How did he steal it from her?
So if you look, there's an interview where he's like, people ask, "Oh, how'd you come up with the dance?" And Jennifer Aniston does it in a music video with.
No, that's not Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's Courtney Cox. She did it with Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, yeah.
Dancing in the Dark.
So they're all the same show. It's all on the same thing. So yeah. Anyway, he stole it, but he's suing Fortnite. He also sued NBA 2K.
You know who else is suing Fortnite?
Who?
The Backpack Kid.
The Backpack Kid.
He's the one that came up with the floss.
Oh, the floss. There's also another rapper. I might be Meek Mills, but some other rapper that's suing them for the same thing.
Meek Mills.
He's all over. He's
fucking
just so happy.
He's just throwing out lawsuits left and right. That fucker.
Yeah, right. So all right, let's get into the nitty gritty because the news for this week really is
the news for this. The news for the week is one of the five fingers stay to the face.
So
smack.
So if you guys didn't get a chance to catch the Nogi Worlds, I only caught bits and pieces of it myself. I'm going to be catching up all this week.
It's funny how there's one story that comes out of every Worlds. It seems like
there has to be. There always has to be an event.
But it's like every Worlds has its own like thing.
Something, right. One year was
Tammy's arm.
But that was gi. And then
like there's something big that happens.
One year was the Baral's foot lock that he didn't tap to. What was some other ones? There's been like a couple. I mean, ADCC too. It's always ADCC.
There's always something. It's funny how these like little drama things pop up. And not that Tammy's was drama. Tammy's was just like a story.
Yeah, it was kind of like not a freak accident. It was just something random that happened that was just so incredibly. I think it might have turned a lot of people off to jiu-jitsu, but it probably turned a lot more people onto it. Like, oh, I can go and do that.
And then, or you could really fucking turn you on to Tammy.
Yeah.
Musa Mechi.
Well, that was the thing. That's actually what really happened. A lot more people realized. They're like, oh, who's that girl that like just kept going? She got more publicity than Nicolini did for actually winning that match.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. And they had their own little spat, actually. But the real story comes down to the match that everybody knew was going to happen and everybody was waiting for, Gordon Ryan against Cyborg.
It's being billed as the slap heard around the world. The slaps
Really?
heard around the world.
I haven't heard that. Who told you that?
It's been on Instagram.
I never heard it as the slap heard around the
The
world.
slaps.
The slaps?
Yes. The match is the slaps.
I thought it was being brought up more because it was the Brendan Schaubing. Because it was,
No.
yeah, a lot more people comment that than the slaps
No.
heard around the world.
Then you are not paying attention. The reason he got DQ'd
Because he slapped him. Yeah.
multiple times.
I know.
That's the one everybody's talking about. Everybody,
But it's never, I've not read a single thing touting it the slaps heard around the
then
world.
you don't go to Jiu-Jitsu
tell me-
Times.
No.
All right, that's on
Because
you.
I actually just watched the match and then I watched the
So
comments.
how you then? Of course you. Who's going to be talking on the match, you big dummy?
What are you
He
talking
said.
about?
He said. Who? Nobody.
Nobody
called it
or
the
Jiu-Jitsu
slaps
Times wrote
heard
it.
around
So
the
it's being
world.
touted as the slaps heard around the world because Jiu-Jitsu Times wrote it, right? Like the same people that don't clickbait the shit out of everything else with like fake news for Jiu-Jitsu. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was flow grappling.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Can you
What do you
shut
mean?
that up?
what do you
didn't
mean?
even,
Thank you.
You didn't even know who it was.
Well, I had to look.
Okay.
It was flow grappling.
Okay.
So they're calling it the slaps heard around the world.
can call
there
that
was
if
like
they want.
there was like 8 slaps. There was a comment on the thread
Uh-huh.
that the guy was there. That somebody that was there said he was like halfway across the gym and you could hear the smacks.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Well, I'm not surprised because it was also like the only
And-
match that was going. No, there was a couple other ones.
There was a couple other ones, but there was some clubbing going on.
Yeah, there was some serious clubbing. going
Clubbing
on.
and smacking. It wasn't so much the running that everybody was. The running, the it's not, I don't want to say it. Call it running because he wasn't running away like Brendan Schaub did.
He was just not.
He was
engaging.
just not engaging.
Yeah.
It was the aggressive collar ties he was going for.
Yeah, you saw that? That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, those were what was doing the smacks.
But
And-
at the end,
and
it
that's
was
what
really
the
at
ref.
the end.
That's what the ref called.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Let's go like about it the right way because I don't want to sound like I'm bad mouthing Professor Cyborg by any means because
No,
he's
we're not
he's
bad-mouthing. We're just- right now we're
super
just
stand up
reporting.
guy and I consider him a friend of mine. But so for people that didn't watch the match, it was really there was a lot of trash talking going back and forth between Gordon Ryan and not just Cyborg but everybody in the division.
Gordon started it, but what Gordon's doing is he's making jiu-jitsu. He's bringing the fight game element to jiu-jitsu. He's talking shit just like you would.
He's just doing a better job than AJ. is
Than
doing.
AJ Agazarm, exactly.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing. All he posted was a picture of the division and
Said, "I'm coming for you
No,
guys."
he said everybody needs to you stay the fuck home.
Yeah, that's right. He said everybody stay the fuck
Stay
home.
the fuck home. Which I thought it wasn't disrespectful. He's trying to me, it's like, and then Cyborg commented on it, talking about respect.
Right.
And
And we talked about it on one of the podcasts
Right.
leading up to it. So obviously there was a lot of pressure coming up to the tournament of seeing this match finally happen. So now when we finally get to the match, Cyborg seemed like he was super tentative to engage because obviously Gordon wanted to go into half to set up for the leg locks. And Cyborg...
that's not even what he was getting most people in.
No,
He's trying to take everybody's back.
Right, but obviously they rolled before, and
Gordon won in under 2 minutes, I think.
yeah,
Or just over 2 minutes, something
around that time. So Cyborg was obviously very careful. He wasn't just going to rush in, and he was smart enough not to just be heated and come in. But it was also obvious that he wasn't underestimating Gordon, and he wasn't going to come in hot-headed. And
But he did.
He did. He definitely did. But so the deeper into the match that it got deeper into the 10 minutes, the harder those slaps are coming and the more frequent. And then down to the last 10 seconds, you could see the frustration in Cyborg, and he went a little heavy for the collar tie, which ended up really being a smack. And if you look, the back corner ref was making more calls than the actual mat ref. And once he saw that last slap, which is crazy because it was the last 2 seconds.
Well, there was at least 6 other ones before that were
just super heavy
and loud.
And loud.
Like the one was a club with the forearm that was more of a thud. And we, as you know, those thuds. Those will rock your world.
Yeah,
I'd rather get slapped than thudded.
Yeah, well, especially if it comes like right here, right in that neck region, like that'll definitely rock you more than even getting hit in the head with it sometimes.
And what sucks is right now is Cyborg is having to endure the internet.
Yeah,
and they're
a lot of shit talkers and keyboard warriors.
It's like, you know, everyone's saying, "Oh, you talked about respect, and then you showed none, zero, blah blah blah." And like, you know, people saying they lost respect for him or whatever. You know what? Here's the thing, and the bottom line is this: how many times has Cyborg competed and never once had
an issue like that?
An issue with anything?
Yeah.
Never. You never heard it. Because you know, I know Cyborg. You know, I've rolled with Cyborg. Very, very nice dude. Very respectful dude. Like when you see him, he doesn't, you know, he's not.
He doesn't have arrogance.
He doesn't have arrogance. He's just. I mean, he's one of the best to ever do it, and he's very humble and very approachable. And whenever I see him at the Miami Open, he gives me a big hug.
Yeah, he always comes up, like, he'll say hi to me, and, like, sometimes I'm surprised he even remembers me because I don't see him that often, but one of the nicest guys. So, to me, if anything, it threw me off that anything like that even happened. So, I'd love to have him come on to the podcast. I'm shoot him a message. It'd be kind of cool. We'll go down there and do an episode with him.
For sure.
I'll shoot him a message. It'd be cool to see, but I was definitely kind of surprised, so I'm sure that, obviously, the emotions were a big part of it, obviously, because he was super disrespectful, Gordon, leading up to it. And
well, I don't want
that initial post wasn't the disrespectful one, I think. Yeah, it was disrespectful to the other people in the division, but it was when Gordon started going in after the fact and, like, sitting there and trash talking on his Insta story that really kind of set it off.
Yeah, I didn't really look. I'm not an Insta story guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't really look at that. I'm just saying what was posted. That, you know, you can check the history of.
Yeah.
He didn't, like, to me, again, I didn't think the post that kind of set it off, I didn't think was that disrespectful. I think it was, you know, I think if you're going to compete, you should have that kind of an attitude of, well, you guys should just stay home because I'm going to win this thing. If you don't think you're going to win it,
then, yeah, don't come home.
Don't
come over.
Don't do the, you know, why would you do the competition?
Yeah.
If you don't think you can win it. So I get that. Could it, you know, you know, the problem is, pardon me, is Cyborg's kind of comes from that old school.
Yeah.
Brazil, you know, comes from Brazil where, you know, you don't really say, you know, where it's like you talk shit, it's a fight.
Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah,
basically.
More or less. So, you know, and he's not part of this new school fight game jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
he's one of the about the honor and the respect of the martial art. He's into the martial art mentality aspect to it. Obviously, he's a competitor and stuff, but he's into the traditional martial art, respect, earn your way up, let your game do the talking kind of thing. So I get it. I definitely get it. I think it'll be. I think this will be something that an intelligent promoter, jiu-jitsu promoter, will make a super fight, like a super fight match where the winner takes all, and it'll be submission only, no points. Let them really go at it and let them go at it for money. I think that would be an insane match. I think everybody in jiu-jitsu would probably pay to see that one, for sure. Or am I just crazy while you're sitting there on your phone? Don't forget you're on camera too.
I'm not. I'm trying to see what Cyborg has posted since then. He did post that apology.
Yeah, he posted an apology talking about saying like his collar ties, he went a little heavy on there, and that's not who he is. And
right, and then you have all the internet trolls, and I talked to I saw one of them, and it's funny is our buddy Jay-Z was answering a lot of people.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Jay-Z was answering a lot of people, and I get it because he's
they're friends. They're close.
They're close. And I would do the same thing if it was somebody I knew that was getting all this shit.
But honestly, like even I was getting ready to go jump in and say some stuff because some people were saying some stupid shit.
Yeah, but the bottom line is you and I are nobodies. Jay-Z,
yeah,
he's a
legend.
He's an
legend.
MMA legend.
No, 100%.
So like people, but I told Jay-Z, I said Jay-Z, don't even like the one guy. I said Jay-Z, don't worry about this guy. He's just a troll. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like. It's funny how these people like they want to latch on to like
here's the thing, man. It's one of those things where my life is shit, so I gotta fucking rip somebody else and I gotta rip into somebody else. That's what it really comes down to. It's people that their life is so negative and there's so much shit going on that they need somebody else. Misery loves company. It's why that's
exactly it.
It's misery loves company. So like, and I get it because I've been in those places. I'll catch myself. I'm like, man, why am I commenting like that? Why am I saying that? It's because I'm angry at what's going on in my life right now. I'm angry at the place that I'm at. So I see somebody, I'm gonna sit there and call them like, yeah, see, you fucked up too. Fuck you. Like, yeah, I get it, but. You're not gonna better yourself as a person. You don't get out of it. And honestly, like I noticed for me, and I fight really hard, and I kind of analyze myself. Oh shit! I analyze myself as to why I do that, and I see where it comes from, like history wise. But it's like I have to make sure I better myself and don't get sucked into it. Don't get sucked into the negativity and jump into that. Even if it was someone commenting on me, of course you want to sit there and defend yourself, but you're not gonna get anything out of it. You only dig yourself deeper.
If social media wasn't a necessity for business
I wouldn't
anymore,
be on there either.
I'm like I was going to yesterday. I was just gonna deactivate my Facebook.
Yeah,
I can't go on there without getting angry.
Yeah,
I can't do it. I've tried.
But see, you also like you see someone and it's something that you don't agree with, so you're like. This fucking dummy. I gotta know. Like, no, I can't.
I can't let it go.
I know.
Like, there's certain things I can't let go.
But see, I'm the same way because you know me. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I'm always gonna make a comment.
Right. So, but it's not even that. It's just like it's so much, and it's like everybody thinks their opinion counts. And one of the responses on Cyborg's post. Was great. It was the that old saying, the wolf shouldn't be worried about the opinions of sheep.
Oh yeah, lions aren't worried about the opinions of sheep.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Is you look. He apologized. To call it down the middle, it was a quasi apology.
Yeah, it was definitely a quasi apology.
It wasn't like, Gordon, I'm sorry I slapped you in the face. It was, well, I was a little hard with this, and this is why. And instead of, should he have just said, look, dude, I'm sorry, it got the better of me.
Right.
My emotions got the better of me, rather.
Honestly, if things were to play out properly, that would be an ADCC super fight for sure. And I think that
but I don't know if it is.
You don't think so? I think it would be.
No, because I don't know. Because here's the God's honest truth. As much as I know Cyborg is 100 times better than I am at jiu-jitsu, Gordon Ryan may just be better at jiu-jitsu than Cyborg. I mean, right now, you cannot argue with the guy's technique.
No,
You can't argue that Gordon Ryan right now may be
number one.
At least Nogi.
Yeah.
At least Nogi. Number one in Nogi competitor on the planet right now.
Well, I mean, obviously he just won. So
I mean, he double golded.
Yeah.
and then he won ADCC. I think he did.
No, I think that was Craig Jones. I got to double check. There's too many tournaments in my head.
Yeah. So I mean, he's won all the big tournaments and already.
Yeah.
And the guy's 20.
He's only been doing jiu-jitsu for a small amount of time.
Like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah. So
6 or 7 years.
Again, that's a whole different thing, though. Like, when you can focus 100% of your time, and it's something that you already latch onto, then for sure, you're going to sit there and go far on it, you know?
Tom DeBlas had a good little response, too. I have actually took a screenshot of it.
What do you say?
Let me get it.
When you do that, I think I'm going to tweak the camera a little bit.
All right.
So you tell me what Mr. DeBlas said.
So Tom DeBlas said, everyone shut the fuck up about Cyborg. He's one of the best to do it in history. He got this young kid literally more talent than anyone to ever compete, running his mouth nonstop. He got pissed and slapped Gordon. So what? He didn't sucker punch him. He didn't have him jumped. His team didn't try to bully Gordon. Trust me, if anyone put my brothers in a spot that they couldn't handle, I'd be the first one on the front lines. Trust me. And I would be the first one Gordon would call. Grown men can disagree, and as long as it stays one-on-one, there is no issue. I've been slapping Gordon in his face since he was 16. He's used to it. Gordon is on another level, so to be offensive with him is nearly impossible. This was the finals of the Black Belt World Championships, and Cyborg could have fought Master 2. He chose to be in against Gordon, who, in my opinion, will be the GOAT in no-gi within 3 years. I competed with Cyborg 10 years ago, and here he is competing with Gordon. So, it's, you know, that's Gordon's instructor, original instructor, saying, give it up. Give the guy a fucking break.
Who, give Gordon a break?
No, give Cyborg a break.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, it's emotions got the better of him. The match went the way that it went. For anyone to even remotely talk shit about Cyborg is absolutely insane. If you could do a fraction of what Cyborg had accomplished, if you can even do a fraction of even the techniques that he knows, or even the ones that he's forgotten, then you would still be one of the top jiu-jitsu guys.
I would say if you unless you are in that echelon, that upper echelon,
you can't say shit
of jiu-jitsu competitors, then shut up.
Yeah,
100%. Shut up. Was it? Do I condone what he did? No, obviously not. Would I do that? No, I would not do that. At least I'd like to hope that I wouldn't.
What do you
that.
think if it came down to a combat jiu-jitsu match between Gordon and Cyborg?
Well, Gordon's going to have one against Verdum coming up.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
That's going to be good. I think.
I don't know.
I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. I think Gordon still just runs through Verdum. I'm not too worried about it.
Verdum is a former world champion. It's not like he's a slouch.
If it was Vinny Magalesh, it'd be different. If it was Vinny Magalesh, I'd say, okay, now I'm concerned. But it's Verdum, I'm not really concerned about it. And I'm not knocking Verdum by any means. I just don't think that...
You think he's too far removed from the grappling game?
Yeah, and he's not. He's really not. I just don't think that Verdum
is... but he's not. Like, he's been working MMA for the last...
Yeah, I just don't think that Verdum...
10, 15 years or whatever.
Verdum is as deep technique-wise into what's going on right now with the leg locks and, like, the motions and everything. He's on the MMA jiu-jitsu grappling. Like I said, if it was Vinny Magalesh, it'd be something different because Vinny is still, like super deep into jiu-jitsu. His technique is just way out there. I mean, tell me anybody else that goes for a flying triangle in an MMA match. You know what I'm saying? Or no, a flying arm. He did a flying armbar too. So,
and he did a match against Gordon.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, that would be a more interesting match to me.
Gordon couldn't get the leg lock on him.
That would be a more interesting match to me than Verdum. I think, yeah, cool. You just got Verdum going on there.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, I don't think Cyborg would Cyborg has proven himself to be an honorable man. And
he doesn't have to respond to anybody.
He doesn't have to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah.
He had one.
But this isn't the first time that Cyborg gets shit from people, because he got the same kind of shit for that ADCC match against Galvao, where like he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything, and he said that he was having heart issues, and he got a lot of shit for that one too. Like that was a while ago. That was
but that's
4 years ago.
That's something totally different. That isn't.
That's
on
not with
this
the
level.
shit talking and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it, but I'm saying that Cyborg gets shit all the time for stuff like that, which is kind of like the man is a human being. As much of a superhuman that he looks, he's a human being, and like either way, he's done more than most people could ever dream of. And he's how old? And he's still gonna sit there and go against like.
Yeah, he's in his 40s. He's
Yeah.
Master 2. Means he's between 35 and 40.
Yeah. So
he's almost 40.
So yeah, there's not a fucking thing that you could ever tell me that would make me sit there and say like, oh yeah, like
and
something bad
all
about
these
Cyborg.
kids popping up out of the woodwork, commenting on his shit, saying blah blah blah.
You know what it is?
Here's the bottom line with anybody, with anything that you ever do. If you listen to us and you take this one thing away from it, then I'll consider this podcast a success. Is before you pass judgment on anybody, put yourself in their shoes.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't talk about put yourself in their shoes. I would say, what the fuck have you done?
No, I'd say put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in Cyborg's shoes. You're a legend already. This young kid talking shit to you, and you've already lost to him once, and in your head, you don't want to ever lose to this kid ever again. You might take liberties because you don't want to lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So where he was mentally, put yourself in his shoes.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm not disagreeing with his mentality.
And if you are anything below a black belt and have never competed or have only competed sparingly,
right.
Again, shut the fuck up.
For sure. Well, that I 100% agree with you. I'm just saying
that doesn't mean that people who are lower belts don't know what they're talking about. It has nothing to do with that. I won every competition I did up until my first black belt competition.
Right.
Before black belt, I thought I was, ruling the world. I thought, oh, this is easy.
Right.
When I get to black belt, it's going to be just as easy.
Right.
Nope.
No.
It's a whole new fucking world.
No, yeah.
So until you get to that level, you really don't know.
It's almost like, if you think about it, like the higher you go, black belt level, it's like it almost kind of feels like sandbagging, because at lower belts, it's like, okay, blue belt against a blue belt's one thing. Then like someone who's really a purple belt but is competing at blue belt, or a brown belt that's competing at blue belt, like sandbagging, right? Because you got that many more years ahead of it.
2 years ago, I competed against a guy at the Miami Open that was a four-stripe black belt.
Competing at brown.
No, at white. At black.
Right.
When I got the year I won.
Right. No, I know.
The Miami Open.
Right.
At black belt, one of the guys that I competed against was a four-stripe black belt, meaning he had his black belt for
8 years, 12 years, more?
No, it's 10 years.
10.
At least 10 years, because the first three.
Right.
The first
are
3
4 years.
No, the first 3 are 3 years.
And then it's 4.
Then it's 5. So
3,
he had
6,
his black belt
9.
11 years.
Yeah.
So he had his black belt longer than I've been training.
Yeah.
Now I won, but that doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. But that's the kind of thing is he's been around. He's got tricks. He's probably forgotten tricks that I would never even know.
Yeah.
And I was just better that day.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It's almost kind of like it's one of those weird things, because you're not going to go up against like a Cora belt or like a Cora black belt. It's just not going to happen. So
it could.
But it's not going to be in a competitive stage like that. It'll be like a...
I don't know. I'm older. So, dude, it could happen.
Yeah, you are pretty old.
So I could, next Not this year, but next year I'm Master 4.
You old fart.
Yeah.
Do they have like
And after that, there's only Master... I think it goes up to Master 5 or 6, and that's it.
was it do they have an AARP discount for jiu-jitsu tournaments?
I don't know. But they have a place for us to park our walkers. So that's rad.
Yeah, that's always cool.
And our larks.
It'll still take you like 10 years to walk from your car to the front door. Can I say total sidetrack? Excuse me. It fucking pisses me off if I'm walking.
You know what grinds my gears?
It really does, because it happened to me the other day again, and I can't fucking stand it. Old people walk slow, right? So they're walking slow. But if they see you walking towards the same fucking door, they just fucking gun it somehow. They always have to be in front of you like, hey, motherfucker, what if I wanted to open the door for you? No, they have to be in front of you. And then as soon as they get in front of you, they start slowing down again. Like, I'm about to fucking kick your legs out from under you, son of a bitch. Like, either let me open the door for you or go fuck yourself. I will cut you off walking up to that door. Does that not happen to you? Do you not notice that?
No.
Fucking pay attention next time, and you'll notice it.
I noticed that driving with fuckers.
I can't fucking stand that.
Where you're trying to change lanes, and there's
boop, speed
and then
up.
all of a sudden, as they see you trying to come over, like they're fucking going along at 35 miles an hour. As soon as you turn on your blinker, they just fucking gun it. You're
the
not getting
speed matching. Speed matching fucking pisses me off. When they have to sit next to you. It happened to me actually last night driving home. So I'm in my lane, and this lady's kind of behind me, and then out of nowhere, she starts speed matching me. So I'm like, okay, let me speed up a little bit. She gets right next to me. I can tell she's preemptively thinking that I'm going to try and switch lanes because it was going to be a right turn only lane. So she sped up to get in front, like next to me, so I can't get in front of her. I'm like, okay, so I started speeding up more, and she sped up, and I sped up more, and she sped up. So I started fucking with her, and then at the end, I just turned to the right. It's like, you're just being a fucking dumbass. Are you just going to do it now? Are you going to take a photo of the video while you're at it too? With the whole new setup that we got? But I would say fucking notice it. Pay attention to it. You fucking notice that shit. Back to Worlds. The other thing that, and I pointed out to you the other day, and we kind of watched it today, was Nicolini pissed off with Tammy Musumeci for losing to Tammy.
Yes.
Now, if people don't remember...
So we talked about Tammy in the beginning.
We talked a little bit.
4 years ago.
So, and this was in gi that they competed against.
Yes.
They competed at Worlds gi, and this is a famous video.
It was Tammy's, I think, her first
black
Worlds
belt.
At black belt.
So if you just type in Jiu-Jitsu girl arm break, just type in Tammy Musumeci arm break. Damn it, excuse me. You will see this video, and it's Tammy Musumeci against Michelle Nicolini, and Nicolini gets her in kind of like a guard.
It's almost like a Kimura.
It wasn't a Kimura. It was
like around her back.
The hell's it called? A crucifix. It was like a crucifix,
but with Nicolini in the guard.
In the guard, and she goes and she reaches, and I kind of learned a modified version of that from Kavaka when he did the seminar. Tammy gets her arm taken, and she's sitting there, gets pulled back to the point where Nicolini actually snaps her arm and bends it more. So it's actually bent and broken. Tammy does not tap. Now, it wasn't Tammy trying to be a badass. She was so focused, and that's how focused she gets. She was so focused, and adrenaline was so high, she didn't even know it was really broken until like the last couple of seconds, and then she realized, oh, my arm's fucking broken.
Well, and when I talked to her about it, she has a problem. It's actually, she doesn't like talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's traumatic for her.
Yeah.
But when we talked about it, when she says, no, I wanted to tap.
Yeah, but she couldn't.
Yeah. And then after it broke, she was just like, well, it's already broken.
Yeah.
So she just kept going.
And then the funny part is Tammy's never really wanted to have the attention for being like, oh, this first like super like badass female in jiu-jitsu. She's never wanted that kind of attention. She just wanted to get attention for her actual skills, regardless of male or female. So anyway, so they already had this kind of, it wasn't really beef, because I don't think Tammy ever really had beef. She just wants to compete. She wants to be the best.
Tammy doesn't get, nobody, if you have beef with Tammy or
you
Mikey
got issues.
Musumeci,
You got issues.
You got fucking issues.
because they got beef with nobody. So anyway, this year at Nogi Worlds, they competed, and Tammy wins by armbar, which we looked at. It was actually a pretty sweet setup. It was about 5 minutes into the match. She gets her in kind of like a triangle.
Well, started with a bolo.
Started with a bolo.
And then went to
the back, which looked like a knee bar setup, and it goes to the back and ends up almost looking like a modified triangle that goes into an armbar. Nicolini obviously taps. Super pissed off. Tammy is trying to be nice and gives her like a hug. Unless she might have said something. You never know. She might have whispered something in her ear because she came up and gave her a hug. I doubt it.
Yeah,
she might have.
If I know Tammy, she probably said.
Yeah, but you haven't
very
spoken
much.
to her in a couple of years.
Well,
you never know.
yeah, but the
people
bottom line,
change.
She's not going to. Tammy Musumeci is not going to change. She's going to be that same girl for the rest of her life. Who's just a super nice, super sweet girl. And just she probably said thank you very much for the match.
Anyway, so Nicolini kind of like shrugs her off, whatever, and then obviously at the end of the match, which is something I fucking hate, it was when the ref forces you to hug the other person. She goes to kind of give her that pat hug, and Nicolini just pushes her arm off. It's very subtle.
It's very subtle,
but it's blatant.
It's subtle but blatant. I wouldn't say I would have to say it was more. It was she is probably.
She was more upset at probably the match, losing the match.
Yes.
Because I think it was the first time she competed in 4 years.
And probably it may not have been anything about Tammy. It just may have been like
just on herself.
Just like, please get away from me because I don't want to be touched right now because I'm angry.
But if you look at it, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to go check it out.
It's sweet revenge for Tammy though.
I wouldn't call it revenge. It was retribution.
So what's the difference?
Because revenge is malicious. Retribution, you
true.
earned it. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
If you're getting revenge, it's out of anger.
No, revenge and retribution is the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Google that shit. Look it up right now.
You Google it.
Since, one of us is actually trying to manage this whole show here.
Justice is different from.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not talking about justice. She didn't have her puppy kicked or something.
Punishment inflicted on someone as vengeance for a wrong or criminal act.
Okay, so what's retribution? Or that was retribution.
That's
What's revenge?
Did you read that? It had vengeance in it.
Right. Okay. I'm
not
wrong.
In it.
I'm not wrong.
Oh, God forbid you
oh,
yes, you are.
Are we gonna bring this up?
God forbid.
Are we gonna bring this up? Because I'll bring this up. All right.
It's funny. You put in revenge and it gives you TV. Wait.
Get my revenge against my TV.
Revenge is like it gives you shows.
Right.
Revenge, the action of inflicting hurt or harm on someone for an injury or wrong suffered at their hands.
So yeah, I guess it is revenge, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Don't even try to act like you didn't get lucky on that definition.
I didn't get
All
lucky.
right,
Dude,
stop.
I am a writer. Would I talk to you? Would I question you about pictures? Oh yeah, that setting's wrong.
You 100% would.
No, just to fuck with you. But
yeah, see, all right then. But yeah, so that was one of the other things, and a bunch of other stuff happened as far as Nogi Worlds. But I think those were the main points that we really wanted to talk about. And I still got to watch. There's a lot of matches that I got to watch. There's
something else we got to talk about.
What's that?
Gordon's first match.
Why?
At the Worlds.
Oh, the 47-0 match?
47-0.
That's a dick move, though. He could have finished it.
Well, he did finish it, and he finished it very slow. Like, he didn't...
Yeah.
Like, he
47-0 is a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah.
At what point do you mercy rule it?
But I saw it on Reddit, and the Reddit jiu-jitsu community, somebody's like... he's local to the area, and to one of the Redditors, right. And he's like, this guy's a super nice, legit guy. He went there. He could have done masters, but right. He wanted not even that. I don't know if he wanted to test himself. He just wanted to go see what could happen. And his gym apparently he puts out quality jiu-jitsu guys, and it's just. Right. It's just bottom line is we've talked about it. There are different levels to this fucking game.
And it's like, okay, well, you went and you competed against someone that's on the reg going up against literally the top 5, 10 in the world, and you're just kind of going against the local guys at your gym, it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
I wonder what would happen if I went against Gordon. Would I get like what would the score be there?
I would probably put time wise 3 minutes.
You don't think I could last 3 minutes?
I don't think you could last 3 fucking minutes.
You might be right. I don't know.
Like maybe if you, I don't know, because I obviously never rolled with a guy, so I don't know how strong he is compared to you. I know how strong you are, but this is also the same guy that triangled Josh Barnett, that has done all kinds of other crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look, we both know how strong Cyborg is.
Yeah.
And
Cyborg did that tornado sweep to me. I didn't think he could do it.
Right.
And this is when I was 320 pounds,
right.
and he fucking tornado swept me.
And he was managing to hold him in his guard or at bay, and he almost got a sweep too when he had the double leg behind the knee sweep.
It's funny how similar Gordon's game is to mine.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
No, it
Fuck
is.
you. It's funny how similar. It's almost like I taught him.
No, I didn't say that.
You know, the teacher gives on to the student.
Not at all. But we have very similar games. Don't even act like I don't use my fucking butterfly hooks with everybody that I roll with.
How's your leg lock game compared to Gordon Ryan?
Well, I didn't say that. I'm
you
talking
said
about
similar game.
Similar game. He uses his hooks to set up everything else. That's what I'm talking about. And my leg lock game.
Can I hold on? Can I put it in comparison? If I would have said something like, "It's funny how similar my game is to, let's say, fucking Leandro Lowe."
Yeah, but you're a fucking blue belt. You don't have a game.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay, World's Masters.
What do you got?
I got nothing because I don't sit there and have to brag about it.
I didn't brag about it either. You're the one that brought it up.
Hold on. How's that not bragging?
You're the one that brought it up.
How is that not bragging?
You brought it up.
How is it? First of all, you're the one that brought it up.
How did I bring up World Masters? I said what I said was funny how our games are similar. Because the way all his setups are used from the butterfly.
First of all, you didn't add that part until I said it.
No.
You didn't add the butterfly part.
Because you didn't give me a chance.
Get the fuck out of here.
What did you think I meant? I'm talking about watching him go into... Did you watch him?
How are your takedowns?
My takedowns are pretty fucking good.
I have never seen you do like a double leg blast on somebody.
Because I don't do double leg blasts. I do fucking throws. Everybody I've gone against, I've taken down.
Well, I mean, come on.
What do you mean, come on? I'm going against guys my size.
Meh. How many guys your size?
Justin from Fight Sports?
I think he's just regularly big.
No, he's fucking huge.
How much does he weigh?
I don't know, 270, 280?
He's got to be more than that.
He might be, I don't know. But...
Don't you have his number?
I do, somewhere, but I'm not going to text him right now.
Random text, bro. How much do you weigh?
Then, like, all the guys that I've competed, the guys...
I mean, Rudy, obviously, you're in the same weight division.
Yeah, we're in the same weight division. Rudy from Carlson Gracie, the main academy.
Was the guy from World's Masters that beat you, was it the first time? The second time?
The first time.
Was he bigger than you?
He's taller and wider. He's a big motherfucker. Yeah. Carlos
How did he end up coming down to your weight, though?
Huh?
How did he end up coming down to your weight? Because you were in a pretty big weight class. Fuck, my nose is itchy.
No, our weight class is our weight class. It's anything
but at his size, because he was, I mean, obviously he was...
He didn't, I don't know if he weighed more than me, but he was big. Ultra heavy is anything above 221. Right. So it doesn't matter.
So it could be 300.
You could be 225 or you could be 400 pounds in the ultra heavy.
See, that's such bullshit. I definitely think that's bullshit.
But back to what we were originally arguing about. What I was looking at was his entries with Cyborg. He kept going for that
half guard.
Well, not even the butterfly half guard, which is that's my game, is the butterfly half guard.
But you switched up a lot.
What do you mean?
Like your game, because now you're adding more of the
ankle.
You're going from the half guard into leg locks more than setting up the butterfly sweeps.
Yeah, I'm looking more for legs than the sweeps now. Because I have the sweeps.
Yeah.
I wanted to add more weapons.
Yeah.
I'll use the sweeps when I have to use the sweeps, but I'm trying to add more weapons.
That's one thing. You know what? Like, funny you bring it up. That's one thing that I wanted to kind of bring up. I think that I noticed obviously more and more, and it's fucking Captain Obvious. How many people refuse to go back to square one to improve their game by doing like you did, like how I'm doing now, adding the new stuff to their game, saying like, okay, now I'm gonna start doing this. I can do the butterfly sweeps, or I could do the guard pulls and stuff like that, but now I want to add half guard, or now I want to add the leg locks and things like that. There's so many people who are like, oh no, I don't do that. That's not my game. It's
Well,
like,
yeah, well, then you're
don't get mad when like
you're limiting yourself.
right. It's not, they don't really go in that deep. It surprises me and it doesn't.
Well, no, people, it takes work. And it's one of those things that in order to grow, you got to step outside your comfort zone.
But it also comes back down. It's like you spend how many years being the nail, and now you finally started becoming the hammer, and you're okay with being the hammer because you feel good about yourself, and you're like, oh, I've gotten my game to the point where I'm consistently the hammer, and now, okay, well, now I got to go back to being the nail. A lot of people don't.
Yeah. Dude, it's again, like I just said, in order to grow, you got to step outside your comfort zone, and in order to add these things to your game, you have to experiment with them, and when you do that, you put yourself in fucked up positions. You put yourself.
You know what's funny? Like, did you listen to the David Goggins podcast on Joe Rogan?
The first one I did. I didn't listen to the.
No, listen to the second one. I've been listening to it. I'm definitely gonna buy his book, and I've always believed it in the same way that he says it as you have to suffer to grow. For me, it's always been you have to pay your dues, and sometimes you have to go back to paying your dues again.
Well, there's no shortcut to learning.
Right, there's no shortcut. There's definitely different paths to the same goal, but I've always been like, you have to pay your dues. And like I always tell that to like newer people that come in. Funny enough, tonight at Excel, this kid comes up to me. I just walk in, I start getting my stuff ready to go change, and this kid comes up to me. He's like, Alex. I'm like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, do I know you? He's like, bro. And I'm sitting there like staring at him like an idiot. I'm like, oh shit. Dude, it's Yaz. It's this kid that I went to college with at FAU. Looks completely different because he lost a bunch of weight and like shaved. He used to have the goatee and stuff. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing here? He's like, yeah, like this is my second class. So he just started.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So it was awesome to see him in here. And I was talking to him. I was like, listen, keep coming in. Whatever you do, keep coming in. I obviously gave him like the tips from one guitar player to another. He was an awesome guitar player and composer. I'm like, whatever you do, don't fight it. Don't fight the grips right now. I'm like, you don't know like what you're doing yet. Don't risk fucking up your hand. Yeah. I'm like, look at. I just showed him like this is my hand. Like I was stuck like this for a year. I'm like, listen.
You know what? I'm amazed. I'm amazed at tattoo artists that do jiu-jitsu.
Why? Oh, that they're willing to risk it.
They're willing to risk that. That's their fucking livelihood, dude.
I mean, look at Kurt, and Kurt's just trying to do it now. His hands are jacked.
Yeah, but he's not like he's a jiu-jitsu guy that wants a tattoo. I'm talking about tattoo artists. Like the only way they put money in
like food on the table is I mean, that's with any kind of artist. Like I said, like even musicians. Like for me, like playing guitars, you know, obviously it's not as big of a role in my life as it used to be. But, I mean, look, I've wrecked my hands. I'm willing to pay that price because that's how much I love jiu-jitsu. And it's like, I may have to give up playing guitar one day. But in the meantime, like, it is what it is. But you know what? There's people with massive arthritis. They're guitar players or piano players. At one point or another, no matter what it is that you do, if you want to be good at something, you're going to have to pay your dues.
What I think you should do is anytime you get fucking injured,
go play guitar.
Go play guitar.
No, that's what I did.
Extensively.
No, that's what I did. And it's funny enough because there were so many times I jacked up my fingers and having to play guitar, I couldn't do certain things. Like if you notice, like you see this goes in, and that's because like sliding up. This is the finger that I use, so it started pushing that finger in. So like it's one of those things like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I couldn't.
See?
I can't even bet this.
No, that's the same thing with mine.
It does not bend.
Yeah. It's one of those things. If you notice it doesn't matter what it is that you do. No matter what it is that you do, you're going to have to sacrifice something for it. Whether it's you want to be a race car driver, you want to be a professional fighter, you want to be a, world famous painter, whatever it is. To be the best at something or to be one of the best in the world, you're going to have to sacrifice your body one way or another.
Well, yeah. Or your time.
It's both.
It's everything. Like, if I'm
nothing is free. That's what at
Yeah.
the end of the day, nothing is free. I paid my dues to be in the music industry. I paid my dues, and it was with lack of sleep, mistreating my friends or neglecting a girlfriend or whatever it is. I paid my fucking dues.
You need to see fucking Whiplash.
No, I know I do, but
You need to see it.
There's
It's
so many
such a good
movies.
fucking
no, I always respected that scene alone for me is funny because people don't realize I've had music teachers like that, and that's the same reason that I was when I was teaching guitar. I'm like, no, go, nope, you fucked it up, do it again. You have to be that critical.
No, yeah, but this guy goes beyond.
Yeah.
And there's a few scenes in that movie that are fucking awesome.
It's a short movie, right?
Oh, it's not that short. I mean, it's an hour and whatever. It's a regular movie. There's two scenes. One scene where he's talking to his family, and the line is they're talking to him about Buddy Rich, and he said,
Into the mic.
He said, I would rather be dead at 34 like Buddy Rich and the whole world know me than to die at 78 or 80 years old in my bed and nobody know who I was.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
That was the one line, and then the other one was the conversation he was having with the girl he was dating, and he just basically told her, "This isn't going to work, and here's why."
Yeah.
It was just like.
I mean, I can tell you, I can give you the examples of the times that I had the same issues. I mean, there's, like I said, I've had breakups. I've had all kinds of stuff where it was I chose to do what I do, and if you can't understand that, I'm not gonna sit there and fault you for it. But this is what I want to do. This is what I'm dedicating my life to. You're either in on it or you're not. That's just the way that it is, and that's who I am. So, one thing that people always ask me is, how is it that you do so much stuff? How is it that you sit there and constantly go with lack of sleep? And my honest to God, truest answer is fear. Fear is my biggest motivator because it's the same thing. My biggest fear is to die not having done everything that I want to do, to not have given everything that I got. That excuse of being oh, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm lazy. And as much as I do, I could be doing fucking more, and I'm lazy. But to sit there and say, at the end of the night, why I don't sleep is to sit there and say to myself, did I do everything that I could have done to be the best person or to evolve as a human being or really take that one step closer? I don't care if it's an inch or it's a mile. Did I take that one step closer towards my goal?
Well, that goes along the lines. So, to me,
right.
So some people, their house is their home. Their home is their
castle,
life,
right?
Or whatever. Their life. It's everything. To me, your home is where you keep your shit while you're out doing shit.
Yeah. All right, George Carlin.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he says a house is a place to keep your stuff while you go out and buy more stuff.
Well, mine's not to go out and buy more stuff. It's do stuff.
Yeah.
So, what happened to me when I found jiu-jitsu was it forced me to reevaluate a lot of things in my life. And one of those things was I watched football. I was a football guy. I played football in college. I played, I watched my teams, which were the Buffalo Bills, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Notre Dame. Those are my teams. When my teams won, I felt awesome for 5 minutes. When they lost, my day was wrecked.
Yeah.
So, but on a Sunday, if there's 3 to 4 games, that's 12 hours of you sitting in front of a TV doing nothing or at a bar eating shit food
for something that at the end of the day doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It gives you nothing. And so jiu-jitsu, one day I just said, I'm not going to watch. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with football. And I haven't, that happened a year in. So I haven't watched football in 11 years.
No, I did the same thing with basketball. I was obsessed with basketball. Basketball was like my thing. Like I watched every Laker game. I didn't miss a single one. I would stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I realized, fuck, I'm getting so angry. I get mad at the trades because they're stupid trades. I get mad at the calls because the fucking coach is an idiot. Whatever it is, and then I'm like, why am I getting so worked up? I have no stake in this game. I don't get paid a salary. I don't make those calls. Why do I give a fuck?
Who was your team?
The Lakers. Like, why do I give a fuck? I don't give a fuck. At least with MMA, I know the guys, and I at least train so I can sit there and relate to it, and I learn something from it. So I get it. If I was playing basketball and, like, I was still, like, obsessed with it, like, fine, cool, no problem. But it's just, why do I get so fucking worked up? The only time I get worked up now is if, like, Gilbert's fighting or Jay-Z's fighting, like Herbert's fighting this weekend. Guys that I know, guys that I'm friends with, you know, like Soriano or Tall Steve, whoever. All the guys that I know that I'm friends with, I'm like, if they're fucking fighting, I'm in. I'm like, I don't care what's going on. Like, shut up. I'm trying to watch this fight. But other than that, like, you know, it's...
Not for nothing. I don't see many people beating Tall Steve in Bellator.
Oh, no, for sure. They're gonna have to pull somebody in from the UFC. They're gonna have to get like a Volkov to come back down for something like that to happen. And Steve's getting better. Steve's getting better by the day.
Yeah.
Like, and he's not going up with lightweights. You got to remember, this kid came in and he went straight with the top dogs. He was going against Rumble. He was going with Volkan before he was in the UFC. He was going with Thiago Silva, like toe to toe. Like, he's going up against Linton. All the guys that are like top of the top.
Yeah.
You know, so he's literally getting chiseled by the sharpest knives on the block. So he's got a bright future for sure.
Yeah, I see him winning a belt for sure.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
And the reason why is rolling with him.
He's super strong, isn't he?
He's super strong. And his hand is so big, you can't really break the grip off of your wrist because...
And good luck if he's like, and his arms are so long, that guillotine comes in.
I just, like, in my game, my half guard game, with his super long fucking legs...
Won't matter. It won't matter.
It sucked.
Yeah.
It took me... We rolled for 6 minutes. I was on the bottom for 5 of it, and I finally swept him. And then he just turtled up, and you know, I like not turtled up, but like defended everything else from there.
You turtled up.
What's that?
You turtled up. You defended, but you turtled up. You're like, oh fuck, I gotta ride this out.
No, he did.
He did.
When I swept it, finally I swept him at the like 5-minute mark.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do anything after that. You know, so it's like, so what? I got to sweep.
Yeah.
I'm a black belt, and he's not even ranked in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's gonna be fine.
No, he's legit. That's like Desmond. Like Desmond, like people don't realize he's a purple belt under Firas Zahabi. So like people are underestimating these people, and they're all coming out down here. There was something else. Oh, can we also talk about our boy tonight with his rash guard? Cam.
Isn't that the raddest rash guard ever?
Yeah. So if you haven't been following us on Instagram, if you go to the Jiu-Jitsu Radio Instagram, I'm going to pull it up right now just because I want to make sure that I put it up on the video when it pops up. Our homeboy Cam came up with a rash guard from Good Life Smoke Shop Boca in Boca
Shout
Raton.
out to Honolulu, Joe Honolulu.
He had a Rihanna rash guard, which it took me a second. I was like, why is he coming in with a Rihanna shirt? Like, whatever, cool. And then I realized, oh my gosh, this fucking kid has a Rihanna rash guard. And it's pretty good print, too. It's a good print.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
So I give him credit, man. That's pretty original. I thought I was cool with my Macho Man rash guard. He took the cake. He's got me beat big time. Speaking of which, I was actually rocking my my Want versus Need rash guard. That rash guard fits me fucking perfect.
Is it a Moscova?
No. Mine's Want versus Need. Yeah, dude, that gi is is fitting me like perfect. Even with my weight gain, it's fitting me like perfect.
Yeah, I like that gi a lot.
Yeah, it's
Super lightweight.
right.
It's like
The cut, I like to cut. I really like to cut. It's funny because the other gis, even though I'm gaining weight when I'm trying not to, like, doesn't fit me. I can't
worry
move.
about it in January. You know what I'm saying? Get through the holidays.
Bro, I've been fucking like I get up at like 4:30, I go work out. Granted, I'm not doing as much cardio I should be doing, but I'm training more, and somehow my fucking weight is going up. I'm like, fuck, man. I went down to 215 for like 2 days. So from 220 to 215, all of a sudden like 225. I'm like, fuck, man. I do not want to be in this weight class at all.
Yeah, you're an ultra heavyweight now.
Yeah, I'm like, no. I always like equate to people, like I tell people and they're like, because they don't get weight classes if they've never competed in jiu-jitsu or wrestling, so they don't understand it. So I tell people, listen, I normally compete at 205. If this was boxing and I was a professional boxer, I would be fighting against Mike Tyson. Like, huh? Like, exactly. That's when you start realizing, when you put in names to that weight class, like, yes, you weigh 210 pounds, you would be going up against Rumble Johnson right now, or you would be going up against Daniel Cormier. Like, oh, no, that's not me. I'm not doing that. So it's like, yeah, there's levels to it, and there's weight classes to it.
Here's a question: do you think Cormier is better heavyweight or light heavyweight?
I think at light heavyweight he's got the advantage, but at heavyweight he moves better because he doesn't have to kill himself with the weight cut.
And he's undefeated at heavyweight.
Right. I still think that John Jones was going to wreck him.
Here's the question. Minus Jones.
Minus Jones? Who's
Minus
touching
Jones.
him?
No. Minus John Jones. Has there ever been anybody better
In heavyweight?
in MMA? Two weight class belt holder.
When he's fit, Kane. But I kind of throw Kane out the window now because he's supposed to be coming back. I'm just over it.
I don't know.
I'm over
I don't
Kane.
think Kane is better.
Than DC?
Yeah. I think DC's
I think Kane's got way better striking than DC.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you.
No, I don't think so. Watch DC. DC has not just knocked out Stipe Miocic. Stipe
Stipe who?
Miocic.
Miocic?
Whatever. What's the difference? Miocic.
All right.
He's knocked out a few people.
I'm not knocking him.
His wrestling. He's got better wrestling.
Well, evidently
doubt.
Fedor.
What?
Evidently Fedor.
What do you mean?
Fedor would technically, in his prime, be better than DC.
I'm not talking about. And I'm talking about.
Right now.
No. I'm talking about of all time.
I would technically say that Fedor then would be better.
You think Fedor is better than?
I think that if we could have gotten
prime
Fedor, Fedor against a prime DC
at heavyweight,
I would go with Fedor.
See, I wouldn't.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think Fedor is as good as he's touted to be, but I think
I think Fedor is good. I just think Cormier is better.
I mean, he's no Bob Sapp, but
I think Cormier is probably the best to ever do it.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really count if you start off with saying, like, okay, minus John Jones, and really it's John Jones.
Well, it is John Jones, but we don't know what John Jones would do at heavyweight.
How fucking annoying is that? To know that you're so fucking good that you're the best in the world, but there's that one fucking guy. You can go anywhere you want in the fucking world, but in the back of your mind, there's always going to be that one little thing.
And here's the thing.
So that pulls you from being the GOAT. But there's that one guy, and he doesn't have to work hard. He doesn't have to do shit. And that's the stuff that pisses me off. That's another thing. It's always been my thing. Hard work beats talent. I've never been lucky. I've never been gifted. I bust my ass for everything. So to have that one person who barely has to fucking try,
but
can sit there and party and show them.
No. That's what he says. So he said he didn't train for Alex Gustafsson.
I don't think so.
I think that's bullshit. I think it's bullshit.
I don't think so.
He might have partied as well, but I guarantee you he trained. Because here's the thing. I still think Alex Gustafsson won that fight.
I don't.
Well, that's fine.
It should have been a draw.
Right. Or a draw. It should have been. I saw it for Alex. and they're fighting again on the 29th.
I'm not that excited about that
I
fight.
am excited for that.
I don't think
because this is what's so interesting about it. Say Alex does it again, and Alex, his last time out against Glover looked like a world beater.
I don't think so. He looked good.
What?
I don't think so.
What?
No.
You don't.
Oh wow! You beat Glover Teixeira.
No,
the man whose chin no longer exists thanks to Rumble Johnson, who's got like the man can't sit there and survive 2 minutes anymore.
No,
like if he would have beaten Glover 5 years ago, I would have said yes.
Yeah, it was the way it wasn't so much him beating him; it was the combinations that he was beating.
Oh
him
yeah,
with.
his striking got better, but again, he knocked out a guy with a glass jaw. Okay.
No, I don't think Glover's got a glass
What?
jaw. I don't think it's a glass
Really?
jaw. Yeah. It was. Bottom line is if Gustafsson beats John Jones, and DC has beat Gustafsson, and DC can't beat Gustafsson or can't beat John Jones, what does that say?
That would still make DC number one.
You think that would make even though he can't beat the guy that he can beat the guy that beats John Jones, but he can't beat John Jones?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, there's someone who always has the solution to your puzzle, right?
Yeah, there's one guy.
Right. So it's the same as jiu-jitsu. It's one of those things that there's never a top hand, you know? There's one hand can always beat another one. It's like playing paper, rock, scissors. It's really what it is. It's because there's always a solution to that problem. If Alex beats John, DC would run through Alex easily. Okay, DC is number one for sure, but he still has John Jones has his number. It's the same thing with Benson Henderson and Anthony Pettis, right? Henderson was the man. He came to the UFC, he was the man, and all of a sudden, guess who came in?
Heavyweight.
And then Pettis came in, and guess
Or
what?
Lightweight one.
He came and just took his shit. It's like, oh, you were top dog. You must have forgotten about who I was. And then they came in and he wrecked them all over again, and they still couldn't beat him. Because Pettis had his number. It's just what it is that someone's always going to have your number.
Yep.
So it's, what are you going to do, you know? And that's the beauty of the sport for sure. But at the end of the day, DC can still come down as one of the greatest of all time. I would say he's better than Fedor. He's a legitimate champion. Like Fedor, I think he got a little bit lucky on some of the wins that he got. I don't think that DC got any kind of easy street by any means.
No. If you look at who he's had to fight, the easiest.
Henderson, he wrecked Henderson. He beat AJ twice. He beat Alex easily. He beat Stipe. Like he's beaten the top of the top.
He beat Josh Barnett, threw Josh Barnett like a rag doll.
Yeah. He out wrestled Josh.
The
only one that makes
Silva.
him that's the only one that makes him look bad, because he didn't want to strike with Anderson Silva. That's the thing. It's like if he would have stood against Anderson, it could have been something completely different. I think that he was probably really worried at how tricky Anderson was. That's why he took him down.
Or did he just respect him too much that he didn't want to?
No, that's what I'm saying. He
no.
I don't mean.
I mean like respected him that like he didn't want to be the guy that knocked out Anderson Silva.
No, I don't think he would have.
Because it was like a gift fight for both guys. It was a weird matchup.
It wasn't a gift fight.
Somebody fell out. I can't remember who.
I think it was John. It was John. Like he had the troubles.
Somebody was gonna fight
DC.
Anderson.
No, it was DC.
No, was it DC?
It was DC. Somebody was supposed to fight DC, and I think it was when John got busted again with the whole car accident. I think it was, and then Anderson's like, "Oh, I'll take fight, no problem." And then it's like, okay, well, I mean, it's kind of a heavy fight for you, but okay. And it just didn't work out. Obviously, but I think it was one of those things like Anderson probably would have had the skills to outstrike DC. And DC knew that. Because look, at the end of the day, if John Jones can knock out DC and he saw that kick, what do you think Anderson saw? The only thing Anderson can't do is stop down that takedown. If Chael managed to take down Anderson, imagine what DC
still
could
saying
do.
that rematch with John Jones. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because John Jones won. But up until that point, DC was winning that fight.
Yeah. But
2 rounds.
You can
For 2 rounds, he was winning that fight.
Don't mean shit.
Right, exactly.
It's not
Doesn't
how you
mean
start
shit.
It's how you end it.
Right. Well, but I would think and I would hope that would give him some confidence if they were to fight again.
Speaking of fights, XFN this past weekend, how was that?
It was awesome.
Can we talk about Felipe's look there? My boy came out looking super jacked.
What do you mean?
Felipe, did you see the photo he posted on Facebook?
No.
Bro, he's like flexing and he's just jacked. So I was like,
Well, he came down from 165 to 125.
that's what I'm saying, but he looked super huge.
Yeah.
He looked massive. He looked like he should have been like a short 185.
All he did was shed all his fat.
I know. So
So
like,
he's got muscle. He's
got muscle on muscle. And I wrote on his Facebook, I was like, bro, stay away from the kangaroo meat.
Yeah. But he got a nutritionist for this fight.
Yeah, no, he's I give him credit, man. Felipe is going super professional.
Yeah.
He's a young dude who's treating this exactly like a business. He's got a bright future, man. I'm super stoked for him. So shout out to Felipe. Congrats. But yeah, it looked like it was a good fight night. I didn't get to watch
Fight
it.
night. There's a lot of great fights. A lot of knockouts. A lot of like it was just a lot of action. It was
Yeah,
really
it was a long
really
night for sure.
yeah.
I didn't get to do much. I was busy celebrating the holidays this whole weekend. It was like nonstop. My liver was definitely hurting.
There's where your 225 came
For
from.
sure, because we had brunch at Bar Rita down in Fort Lauderdale. I know you probably haven't been there yet. The food is fucking amazing, but it was the first time they did brunch. So for $25, all you could drink mimosas. Then they had it was all you could drink mimosas. Then they had a breakfast mimosa, which was champagne, orange juice, and tequila, which that'll fucking wreck your day. And then Coronas. So we were just drinking heavy, and we did a gift exchange. So it was my friends and I doing a gift exchange, and we drink heavy. And this is the first time I drank in a while, so I didn't get like destroyed because I can handle my liquor. But there was a group of women next to us. Is where the story was supposed to go. There's a group of women next to us, and it was one of theirs birthday. They had to be like mid-40s. These women were getting so out of hand, sloshed. I'm assuming it was the one whose birthday it was. She was just throwing shit. She starts biting people. And like not in a fight manner, but she was just super out of her head. So they were like holding her. They were trying to keep her steady. They're like, oh, drink this. She's like, starts drinking this fucking water. Slams it down. It's like a wreck. A wreck. I'm like, how do you handle your shit, man? You're an adult. What is wrong with you? No. It's a table of grown-ass women just getting super out of hand.
Hey, look.
So it was a good weekend.
Everybody's got to have fun. We had the temple party last Friday where I went on temple
party.
runs.
You always get to send a sober guy for the booze run.
It's funny, we were talking about it. I'm like, they're like, someone asked me if I'm, sober, like in the program.
Like, yeah.
I'm like, no, I just not a big drinker. I mean, I drink.
You should tell people and say, like, I used to weigh 135, and then I cleaned up. And you could be like me.
It's just funny that I have to explain that. No, I just not really a big drinker.
It's kind of awkward for the area. That's the thing. It throws people off.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just never been my thing. And the reason being is
Despite the fact of having had a beer with Burt Reynolds.
So at 17 or 16.
Yeah. So that would have probably turned a lot of people out.
Last night they were doing some in memoriam thing on TV.
Yeah.
And about everybody, all the celebrities that died this year, and they talked about Burt. His last movie was called like The Last Movie Star or something like that. Kind of want to see it now.
Yeah. It's probably super sad.
Probably is.
Yeah. You see the new one with Clint Eastwood where he's like a drug runner?
Mule?
Yeah, that looks kind of cool.
Dude, that dude making great fucking movies, like behind the camera.
Is good.
Behind the camera, he's incredible.
Yeah, no, he's a good director.
He's an incredible director, and he makes good movies, and he stars in them all.
That's smart. Just make your own fucking money. His son's doing pretty good too.
Oh yeah, What's his name? Scott?
Scott Eastwood, yeah. Did you see the map I got up on the wall?
Oh,
Yeah.
Habits.
Nope. It's The Legend of Zelda.
Well, I never played that
I know,
game.
but it looks like a Lord of the Rings map.
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was Lord of the Rings, so I thought that was Mount Doom.
Oh, that you see that poster? Like you can't see it obviously because you guys are on the camera. So did you look at that poster?
The Scarface one?
Yeah,
What about it?
but did you look at it up close?
Is it all little scenes from the movie?
It's the entire script of the movie that paints the picture. So you can literally, if you start from the top left and you start reading to the right, it's literally the entire script of the movie.
I love that. So it's the scene, for those of you guys, because you guys can't see it.
Yeah.
It's the scene where he's in the, it was after he got shot at the nightclub and he shows up to Frank's auto dealership.
Yeah.
And he sits down and he calls them cockroaches.
A bunch of cockroaches.
A bunch of cockroaches. You're a cockroach, Frank.
We
You're
got
a
my belt.
hassa, Frank.
You grabbed the belt right there. I got my championship belt. You got to leave that out there.
That's the tag team championship belt.
That's from when I decided to, go on a business for myself. How'd you guys call it? You go business for yourself.
You go into business for yourself?
And then we got the Macho Man thing up top, and Bruce Lee. I have like another poster, but it's another Clint Eastwood poster. I figured I can't over Clint Eastwood the place up.
No.
It's actually from Outlaw Josie Wales.
Well, can you really?
How about this?
Can you really over Clint Eastwood someplace?
I think so.
I don't think you can.
They're pretty big. How
Yeah.
about this? I've been wanting to break this out for like ever since I got it.
Yeah, that's the shit.
How fucking dope is this?
Red leader.
I don't know how it messes up on the microphone, but then, bam, I got the visor and shit too. How dope is that?
Red leader 1.
It makes noise. I don't know if I still have batteries on this thing, but it makes noises too. It's supposed to be, like voice activated, but it's kind of bullshit.
If I put that shit on, I look like Porkins from
Oh,
Star.
you wouldn't. You should do it now, but I don't think it'll fit your head. It barely.
Remember,
fits mine.
remember Porkins?
Yeah.
How shitty is that? How shitty is you get a
Oh, there you go. Can you hear that?
That's the X-wing.
So it's coming in. So the X-wing, and technically when you speak, you hear it. So you can give the commands. So it'll say like fire missiles, and technically it's supposed to say. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's rad.
How
But
shitty is it to be known as the one fat
that guy, and well, imagine. Look, hey, look, we're gonna get you a part in this movie. Oh, I get to be in Star Wars? Yes. Here's the problem.
You're gonna die.
No,
within
that's not the
30
problem.
seconds.
We don't have a name for it, so
Porky.
you know what sounds good? No, I'm just. You know what? We're gonna go with Porkins.
How like I want to know.
Porkins.
But you know what?
They
Is it-
named the
what
fat
was-
guy Porkins.
What's that like? Isn't there a movie called like that or Porky and
Porky's.
Bess? Porky's, yeah.
Porky's was like one of those movies from the '80s that I would rent so I could look at titties and
Yeah, that one is the one that kind of
very
flew under the
hairy
radar.
muff,
Oh.
very hairy '80s muff.
I'm not getting into that one. I think if anything,
Oh,
though, we
like you've
should.
never gotten into a hairy muff.
No, not my thing. No, not for
So
this
you've
podcast.
you've never
Not having that conversation
you've
on
never
this podcast.
you've never.
I'm going to go ahead and deflect that one. And
I'm gonna
call-
plead the fifth.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth.
If anything, we actually do got to call it a night because we got to wrap up here. It's we're about an hour and 30 deep, and we got to get rolling.
You said deep when we're talking about muff.
Yeah, exactly.
I said muff. So what?
So
I'm a dude. What are you
not
gonna
bad
like?
for the first podcast and the first
Yeah, no.
in the studio, right?
From the studio.
So I got a vinyl poster coming out soon, and hopefully we can throw some of our sponsor stuff in there as well. So we'll get that going. Oh, also before I end, shout out to Jiu-Jitsu Soap, total sidetrack, but they sent me the CBD solve. It's fucking amazing, man. I gotta try and get you one, but
Yeah. It's kind of horse shit.
bro, you don't even take showers. So what do you need?
What does that have
soap?
to do with sore fucking muscles?
Oh man, well, it's more for like cuts and stuff like that, dude. It works so fucking good. So check out the CBD solve from Jiu-Jitsu Soap. And other than that, I think we can call it a wrap. I want to give a big thank you to all the sponsors and everybody that's supporting us. Please make sure that if you see Shawn on the street, that he acknowledges you when you come up to say hi to him, because evidently he's already got his
I said, hey, thanks, dude.
I think you owe my buddy
thanks,
Jacob an apology.
I said, thanks, man. So, Jacob, if you're listening to this, I said, thanks, man. If you didn't hear me, it's not my fault, but...
He was like, oh, I'm going to go. He was telling me the whole story. He's like, it was just like a random thing. He's like, he needed a drink because he was working out in the sun all day. And then he's like, oh, I like your podcast. And he said, your response was like,
No, but he's wrong. I said, hey, thanks, man.
Jacob is a pretty stand-up guy.
I know what I said.
I never seen him. The only time I've seen Jacob bullshit is when he lies about being an FSU fan. That's about it. So, shout out to Bear. So he's actually supported the podcast from day one, so appreciate the love. With that being said, go ahead and check out all of our sponsors. We actually, you know what? I did want to do one thing because I want to do the contest. I didn't get a chance to start the contest yet.
Start that shit.
So I'm thinking for the contest that we can do a little package of the giraffe choke hat and a bar of soap, because my Choke Aloha stuff didn't get here yet. That's a whole different story. But we got to name the studio. So I'm thinking maybe we can do a contest of suggestions. And even though if we don't pick that name to be the winning name for the studio, that the best suggestion.
The best suggestion?
Yeah, it would probably win the prize. That sounds pretty solid, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. So we'll make that post. And since we got it on video, it'll be good too. That being said, check out Choke Aloha. Check out Jiu-Jitsu Soap and Giraffe Choke. We'll have all the promo code information at the bottom of the description video on YouTube. Check out the video on YouTube.
Go to Nomad.
Go to Nomads. Shout out to Nomads. Hopefully we can get some posters, some up here too. Did you see the video of Kelly Slater?
When he fell
off the board and came right back up? Motherfucker. When you're the best, you can't do shit about it.
I don't know. Did you see who won?
No, I didn't see
who won. The finals was him and Medina.
I didn't see. I don't think he won. I don't think Slater.
Well,
yeah.
we have an internet, or we don't really have an internet, but
we have phones.
We have phones. Pipe Masters 2018, or is it 2019?
Pull it up. I don't think people really give a shit, to be honest.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Surfing is just a part of.
So come on, it's not that difficult. Pull it up. Let's go.
The final event, Gabriel doesn't. Pipe Masters World. Pulling it up. Event results.
Dude, you take
Come on,
forever.
dude.
This is. I'm pretty sure if you would have just gone to their Instagram, it would have popped up. It's like, congratulations to our winner. I mean, that's just me though. So, come on, dude. We got a ton of dead air. Let's go.
Gabriel Medina won. It says he won the world championship, but it doesn't say if he. Does that mean he won the?
He won. All right. We're just saying he won. Fuck it. All right. We got to call it quits. Thank you, everybody, for watching it on YouTube. Thank you for everybody that's subscribed and sends out all the love.
Gabriel Medina.
Okay. Gabriel Medina won. Thank you to our sponsors.
Our Brazilian fans will like that because he's Brazilian.
Good for him. He's actually really good.
yeah. The guy that won the world championships and the Pipe Masters, he's really good.
Follow Shawn at
Gorilla Boy BJJ.
Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Follow our Instagram for all the fun stuff, and follow Sonder Marketing. Go check out all our sponsors, and we are the F out. Peace.